I'm going to start with a poem that I think speaks more to why I write and why we obsess over things. So this poem is called Dig. I dig because they said, we've got to get to the bottom of this. Though they didn't say that this was not my mind, which is a bottomless brunch of mental disorder, which I learned by drowning in it. I dig anyway, because the shovel is sturdy in my hands. I feel capable when I fling dirt from its tongue. If I cut through the worm, it's an acceptable death if the only way out is through. I dig because below the topsoil is the subsoil and rock and the bones of the past and the parent rock and the bedrock, and below that the mantle, and then the outer and inner core. And if I can come to terms with what can't be known, there is someone on the other side digging through the bones of their past, wondering if what they unearth will consume them. This next poem is called Mouth. I wish I had context for it. I don't. Sometimes a poem just shows up. The mouth is for living, we all know. It is all we are and have ever been. How we breathe and speak and suck and spit, how we chew and churn saliva, one of our few hollowed holes. It's where we clench teeth and yawn. We dress it in smile and smirk and grimace, installing traffic signs on an otherwise unreadable face. It can repeat its name, mouth, until it is an alien word and then a locked sound. Come close, and the mouth will bite or lick and coo, scream or hum, pout. All this mouth will eat is meaning. What we don't know is what it will accept to swallow and what it will hurl back up. All right, who's ready to get exhausted? When I started writing, I think a funny thing that happens with poetry is you'll start writing about something and then it becomes beautiful, even when it feels terrible. So I started writing about exhaustion, and I'm going to read the first poem that I did write, and I noticed that it was becoming more of a praise of exhaustion and an appreciation of the role of tiredness and fatigue and what it does to get us to rest and think and reconsider and change the way we live. So then I titled them Exhaustion Hymns for that reason. So this is Exhaustion Hymn number 1. To kiss the tattered hem of an uncharted desert, to wade barefoot into its boiling sands, to twist fists into eyes burning with blurred vision, to kneel to the rolling dunes of exhaustion, and fall into the arms of the goddess of strain, the season of surrender that kisses me with the stale breath of a burdened day and crushes me against her fractured ribs. She limps after me into the day to say, what courage, when I offer up words that crumble as they come and flower into feeble conversation. I honor her. She forms a well for my honeyed body when my spine cracks under the weight. She watches me pool, set, and crystallize, counting each dusty hour that sweetens me. Praise the fatigue that shatters my nerves, that licks the cords of my muscles. What salvation in her opaque heart. What compassion in how she cuffs my knees. Tea break. Okay, this is Exhaustion Hymn number 2, and this is about the dreams that are obsessed with me and how they feed into my exhaustion. Where are we going? I'll ask my replica as we race across one wilding dream that leaps through the last dregs of dawn, where something is always going wrong. Last night, it was me, I'd missed my flight in an airport that was a maze that was just a room at the top of some stairs once I'd burst through the door. The dead end shook me from a sleep as tired and amputated as my days. I feel so the same, a rock beaten smooth by a churning river. Some afternoons, I tiptoe to my bed, trying not to startle the sleep there. I wrap my arms around its warm, firm waist and nuzzle into the back of its neck. I stick it with my needle mouth and draw quickly, greedily, drinking all I can before it swats me away. Thank you. Okay, exhaustion hymn number 3 is for all of us. This is about, I don't know, a kind of exhaustion unique to Kampala. So I hope you see or don't see yourselves in this. Delight as the rain sweeps the day back indoors. At the brick apartments next door, the morning praise mix snaps off. The electricity slithers away along the wet wires, leaving behind a static hum. My heart and the wet dust smell both leap and spread through the air. It's a small ending for the small world we roused this morning. On the other side of town, the president's convoy barricades the road to church. Families return home unblessed. The day is boarded up like a bankrupt shop. I sip at how the whole city whines and shrugs its heavy, damp head onto its paws. I hope you're not too tired yet. Okay, I'm gonna stop making exhaustion jokes. I'm so sorry. You know, it's a bit, sometimes you just don't know what to do in between and you vamp. This next poem is, I suppose, the music of fatigue in the body. I tried to see what that could sound like. So this poem is called Body Song, a portrait of fatigue as an orchestra. Having strummed the muscles, fatigue draws her bow across the tendons, which seize at each swipe and squeeze out a tight whine. She blows into the bones, her wind passing over the marrow, and the lungs inflate and flatten in turn. They wheeze out a tune, cut with sharp breaths, windows for deep sighs to fall through and expand to fill the sky up to its clouded rafters. And from under, the rumble of a clenching stomach shakes the thick slosh of skin into a rubbery cord and ripples the surface of the stage. She plays to no one. She plays a lifetime, and the instruments stiffen, break, crumble, disintegrate into grains. She kneels before the growing mounds of sand and blows into their valleys, and the people of the desert harmonize and drone in tune to the humming dunes. Thank you. All right, I've got one more poem for you. I know. It's, yeah, there's probably nothing more ephemeral than a poetry reading. You can spend months preparing, writing, and it all just kind of goes by in the moment. But that's why it's so amazing, right? This poem is titled Coming Home. This is how every single one of us will feel tonight after this. Praise the goddess of hinges, who grants you admission, who you worship by wiping the soles of your shoes before you enter and abandon them altogether. She is the door frame you lean against to tug off your socks and kick them to a corner. She makes your jacket unbearable and you shrug it off, lucky if it lands on the back of a chair. She says, if it's all the same to you and you dump your bag on the floor before she finishes the invitation. She meets you again at the bedroom door where your sweat and spray greet you, and you can see in the air where you hung all your secrets. When you cross, your lungs swell, off, with the shirt, the pants, the dress, each woven version of you, out with the air you hoarded all day. You slide to the bed, drop to your knees, lay your head on her lap to confess, to say, receive me, because this day got the best of me. Thank you, thank you.